quick introduction, company, name, company, and this is your 1 minute soapbox on something you want to tell us about your company. And Jessica, we'll start with you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Jessica Rizzo. Sorry you can't really see me. I'm with Downey. Downey is a luxury tour company. We operate across the globe in over 70 countries now. The niche being that everything we do is FIT, so everything's going to be customized and private. What sets us apart from some of our competitors would be that we do have destination specialists, and we work together with our partners to curate experiences just for Downey clients.
Thank you. Stole my pitch. Ken Fish, president of Absolute Travel. We've been in business for 25 years now, so I think I want to be inspired by Valerie Wilson and have a 25th anniversary party, so that'll be coming up in the fall. But we do private luxury travel. I think just one thing that I'd like to share about Absolute Travel, one of our strengths is our team, my staff. I've been fortunate to travel the world. It's one of the greatest privileges that we all have. And I've empowered my staff to travel and to go out and follow their passions and create experiences that ultimately they can share for your clients. And this year, we were named #1 World's Best Tour Operator by Travel + Leisure magazine. And that award came from your readers, so thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Annette Stolzberg from TAUCK. And I'm happy to tell you that in 2015 we will be 100 years in business. I'm only kidding, 90 years in business. No, it will be our 90th anniversary in 2015. We're really excited. Still family owned, still headquartered in Norwalk, Connecticut. For those of you who aren't, as familiar with TAUCK, although I look around here and see most of you are, we have 6 brands. We're not just your grandmother's motor coach anymore. So we have river cruising, we have 6 beautiful vessels. We do events. We just came back from the Kentucky Derby. We have our Bridges program, which is our family program. Our TAUCK World Discovery, which is our motor coach program. We have also a small ship where we charter small boats, and we are all inclusive. And I am really excited to be here. And our newest venture is Culturious. So those are small groups. If you have people that want to sight-do instead of sightsee, a little more active, small groups, look at our Culturious program.
I'm Jennifer Bauman with Collette Vacations, and this is actually only my 2nd time here. I only recently took over Manhattan, but I've been around for about 8 years with Collette, so if you need me at any time, definitely feel free to give me a call and ask advice or anything you need at any of the tours. 2 things that I think are really important to know with Collette Vacations: we're a great 4-star tour operator, a lot of inclusions. But the 2 things I think are probably most important in this area to know is Explorations, which is our small group travel, 24 passengers or less on each tour, much more of a culturally immersive experience. Staying in restored villas, palazzos in Italy, garden hotels in South France, so definitely a more unique experience. Also, if you book a complete package that includes air with us, we will include sedan service for your clients door to door to any New York City airport within 50 miles. So that gives you a great hometown pickup and sedan service opportunity without having to pay extra for it for your clients.
Hi, I'm Pascale Gerardi. I'm the owner of Voyage by Pascale. I'm the little sister of my colleague here, company, because we are a tour operator FIT. Caribbean and Mexico, but we were the same way, FIT, 5-star properties, and I've been working in the Caribbean for 23 years and 8 years in my business this year.
8 years, wow.
I know, right? I know. A lot of green hair.
Congratulations.
That's what Miss Clarel's for, right? I'm becoming a very good member of that club. Hey, what can you do? I became a grandmother. You have to start tying your hair. I'm Barbara Canizio, and I'm your BDM for the Globus family of brands, which includes Avalon Waterways, Globus, Cosmos, and Monograms. So that makes us a little different because we have our hands into everything. We also are 60+ years old. We have headquarters all over the world, so Lugano, Switzerland being our main headquarters. We've been doing escorted tours forever. We started back in Lugano, going over into Italy, and from there we have grown our business. Monograms is independent FITs. It's a great way to get your clients to places who don't want to do escorted tours. We've been setting the bar for adding elements to our programs such as local favorites. And more importantly for you guys, you have a very aggressive commission with us, and you make commissions on optionals when you sell them through our website for your clients. So you can make 5% on optionals and you make 5% on air. And for Virtuoso members, we're always doing exclusives such as free transfers, prepaid gratuities, so forth and so on. We can go over that when I see you on a one-to-one. Thank you.
Thank you. Great.
Great. Well, I'm Heidi. I am here representing Backroads, which I'm fairly sure you're all familiar with. I usually show up in my bike jersey, as you know, but I purposely didn't wear it today because two things. One, people seem to think that you have to be a serious biker to own a bike jersey. Not true. They're just very colorful and fun to wear. And also, we are more than just biking. We also have been really aggressively rolling out some great hiking and walking trips that includes cooking. So when you think of Backroads, what I'm going to ask you to think about is all things active. All things active, whether it's for that serious triathlete, for that serious cyclist, or for the more low-key person who is just someone who enjoys going to the gym, does Zumba, just enjoys an active lifestyle and wants to engage on their trip rather than be passive. So, and it seems to be a theme, so I just want to remind you all that we've been around for 36 years. And I think that's a pretty long time. You know how there's dog years and human years? I mean, for active travel years, for a bike tour company, we're owned by the same gentleman, Tom Hill, who started the company in his garage 36 years ago.
It's amazing how many companies started in a garage.
So that's a good thing about it.
Hi everyone, I'm Jody Lubin, Director of Strategic Sales with Islands Destinations, and we are celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. And I thank all of you for that because you are the only source of distribution for us, only through travel agents. So thank you very much for getting us where we are today. And I know most of you are familiar with the company. We are the authority on luxury travel, and I just want to remind you that our summer-fall exclusive offers are out there for you, for your clients. There's a lot of value added, anywhere from $250 to $2,500 in value-added amenities, plus bonus commissions for you. So everyone's a winner. So thank you very much.
Hi, Elizabeth Story, Kensington Tours. And please ignore my accent and the coat of arms in the name of the company. We are indeed an American company, not English. Out of my mouth. We are a family company, family-owned company that began in a basement. So not a garage, a basement in Toronto with a computer only about 8 years ago, but grew very, very quickly to become premier customized private guided travel worldwide, over 90 countries. Two things that set us apart, I think, are our speed, fully customized anywhere, any length of time within 24 hours. We actually have the ability to do it within 1 hour. And our white labeling, which means that everything we do has your name and your logo, not ours. So you look pretty good. Thank you.
My name's Don Martinson, and I'm the Director of Travel Agency Sales and Marketing for Natural Habitat Adventures. And we're all talking about our birthdays and where we got started. We're coming up on 30 years, and Ben Bressler is the sole owner and has been since it started. He started in his brother's apartment, was driving a garbage truck when he started Natural Habitat here in Manhattan. But we have been partners with the World Wildlife Fund. World Wildlife Fund has been our premier partner for the past 10 years, and that brings our remarkable expedition leaders continued education, more information about the wildlife and the areas we see. We solely focus on wildlife excursions from the Arctic to Zambia, everything in between, 7 continents, over 40 countries. And by and large, we are a small group, expertly guided company, but we are doing more and more FITs throughout the world. And our added value, or our special offer for Valerie Wilson Travel, is any bookings made between now and June 30th will receive free dog sledding on our Churchill Holgrave tours, one of our most popular programs. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks, Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary McManus. I'm here representing Big Five Tours and Expeditions. Over 40 years ago, the Sangreshka family, I don't know if they had a garage or a basement. They started their business. This is a full 5-star FIT company. One thing to take away today, Big Five, of course, you think Africa, right? I want you to think Big Five regions, if you will. They do 48 destinations, everything but Europe. So think Asia, Africa, South America, South Pacific, and the Middle East. Thank you.
My name is John Kloster. I'm with EuroPanache. Our company is a custom luxury travel company. We also have destination specialists, and the destinations that we offer, we have offices as well as destination specialists in those countries, which is U.S., Benelux countries, and France.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Quite the esteemed panel, I have to say. Any questions from the audience before we get started? Okay, let's jump right in. Yesterday I did this quick show of hands from the panelists. Are you finding business up, down, flat over last year? Where are you signing your benchmark? Hands up where it's strong, stronger than last year.
Slightly down.
Slightly down.
We were up 46% last year. Terrific. This year, slightly down. I have no idea why.
Any reason why, or?
I guess we pissed people off. I don't know. No idea, honestly.
It's been those numbers. And we yesterday clearly saw a show of hands that our business is strong. For VWT, we're trending in a really nice place. It's nice to be able to have the conversation that business is, I don't want to say back, but it's really strong. Consumers are looking to spend some more money, to go out and travel. So we really want to get to know your companies a little bit. This is meant to be a top level. You can have one-on-one individual conversations with our staff. So why don't we jump into trends? I love kind of having that crystal ball. Where do we think the business is going? Or what have you identified in your market and you've adapted to it? So tell me something about your company, of a trend you've seen with the consumer buying habit, a trend with the agency community, something that you think is coming down the pike and we're preparing for it. No right or wrong answer. It can be anything you guys want to talk about. Karen?
The Big Five trend is the traveler, the client, the customer is 10 years younger than they were just 3 years ago. And they're spending, and that younger traveler is spending more money. So all those things that we think about, they're looking for a break, they don't want to spend, they're not doing 5-star, then it's not
the
there.
perception that younger doesn't take as long of trips, are you finding that, or no, or they're going for?
No, they're kind of the same, the I don't know, maybe traditional itinerary, but Big Five has a lot of creative new things too. So it could be drawing up, but they're skewing much younger.
Interesting. Anybody else finding that similar trend?
We're finding that they want to be educated as well. The traveler today isn't going to necessarily say they've been there. They actually want to experience where they've been. They want to travel with people that are knowledgeable. So again, when Kensington puts together a tour, it's customized to what the travelers want to do, but we can set them up with famous photographers or authors or people, explorers, so that they can travel and learn along the way.
Okay, I've got something. I think one thing that we've done in the past is to say, okay, what we do is private car and driver. And we're trying to meet the customer where they're at now. And I'll give you 2 examples of that. One is, I do a lot of wine country in California. And we've always done, you've got to take a car and driver because it's too dangerous to drive anyway and to be drinking wine and that sort of thing. What we started doing this year is people that have rental cars, we have private drivers that will drive them around. Instead of spending $1,000, $1,200 a day for a car and driver, you're spending $400 or $500 and driving your rental car. And that's a native of Napa who knows what they're doing. That's one example. The second one we just did recently is we had 2 different trips in Condé Nast Traveler the past 2 months. One was Provence, one was Normandy. And they asked us to put together like a sample program that they could run in the magazine and tell people about, which we did. And it's available with private car and driver. What we did in addition, though, we bought GPSs. And we programmed the GPSs to all the spots that are on these 2 itineraries. So if they want to book that as an FIT but a self-drive, it's done.
They still know where to stop. I love it. Jonathan?
Yeah, kind of continuing on some of these things we were saying with the younger travelers and more cultural experiences. As far as escorted tours are concerned, we don't do the FITs, but we definitely see our fastest growing product line is our small group travel line. So those tours which are 18, 20, 24 passengers, where you're doing more experiential things, where you're doing the wine tastings, you're doing the small towns. It seems that the trend of those younger travelers and the more luxury travelers want things that, they don't care about necessarily doing the big city stays and the big museum tours and the city tours. They care more about really immersing themselves and experiencing the destination.
How popular is Cuba for you? Are you getting a lot
Cuba
of
had initially a ton of popularity. I think it did come down a little bit once, people saw what it was. Yeah.
Great.
So we're also seeing a trend going back into the exotics. We're seeing a lot of people interested in South Asia. We're seeing a lot of people going back to Africa for the safari experience. We're doing 2 different products for Africa, private safaris on monograms as well as small group escorted. So those programs for us are really taking off. We've also seen a resurgence back into Italy. So the last couple of years, Italy...
Did it ever really go away?
Well, no, it dipped in numbers over the last couple of years. In retrospect, 2 years prior, but it's back in full force. We really don't know why that occurred, but Italy is strong, strong, strong again. So is Britain and London, all of that area. Scotland is really big this year. So that's kind of the trend that we're seeing. We're also seeing earlier bookings this year than we've ever done, and deposited early bookings. So that's always a main thing, that you get that deposit down so they don't start searching those internet sites to find something else.
Anybody else want to add? Yeah, Jody.
We're also finding the booking window is way out. I mean, we're very strong even into 2015.
Yep.
And we're also trying, even for people, if they're just doing Caribbean, people want to enhance their experience, even if it's just a beach destination. So we've put together a lot of excursions, personalized excursions, private excursions to a lot of our destinations, where once you make a booking with us, our concierge can send you a PDF that you can send to your client to get it in their mind to book ahead. So it's commissionable, and then you can enhance their experience with us before they
So do you have a set group of different excursions that we can tap in, that we can use as part of our proposal process? Or is it really up to us to go to you and say?
No, we could send it to you. If you're doing a booking to whatever island, let's say. We always had from Hawaii, Tahiti, but any of the other destinations, we can certainly get that to you.
Great. Anybody else want to jump in?
I was going to say all of our brands are very, very strong this year, but the strongest brand is our River Cruise brand. And we reacted to that by building more ships. So we now have 6 boats. And we also built more suites because, again, our clientele, they want more suites. So our original boats have 14 suites, the new boats have 22. And I have wait lists already for September of 2015. One of my agents called me and I said, "You mean 14? She said, "No, I mean 15. So letting your guests know, that your clients know that they need to book, especially whether it's Barbara's brand or our brands, you need to book far in advance.
We've also put on additional ships, so we have now 10 suite ships and 5 regular ships, all under 2 years of age, and we're building 2 more for Miramar and for the Angkor. So I couldn't agree with you more, and they are selling really far out. So we're very much into the 2015 season. I think all of the river cruising companies are.
Terrific.
People are spending more money. There actually doesn't seem to be a limit to what luxury travelers are willing to spend to have the type of experience that they want. So if you have clients who want to spend a lot of money,
And kind of adding what you said to what you said is that younger clientele are willing to spend that money, but they don't have the 1 month vacation time. They still are a little bit stingy with their vacation time. So what we've done at Backroads is we've rolled out some domestic shorter trips to appeal to that end of the spectrum. And on the other end of the spectrum, what we're seeing is this determination of the aging baby boomers to remain active. Don't try to tell me I can't ride a bike anymore. Don't try to tell me I'm too old to hike that. I want to do this. I want to continue to remain active and healthy. And And that's just a general theme in our culture. And so what we have done at Backroads, and I mentioned this I think last year, it worked out great. We rolled out some electric bikes. Electric bikes are here to stay. I'm telling you, they're all over. I just got back from Germany. They're all over Germany, everywhere. And I think you're going to start seeing more and more of them just in general use.
And I know a couple of people, anybody want to add anything, or should we go to the next question? Do you want to add something? Sure.
I agree with a lot of what everyone said. I think clients are valuing the experiential element to travel and willing to pay the money to do things that you can't book online. And I know with Current Downey, we've been working really hard with our partners to kind of curate these experiences. Just to give you an example, somewhere like Buenos Aires, we do an experience in the La Boca neighborhood where we take clients into the home of a local artist, and he and his wife do a tango performance in paint and create art through that.
Tango in paint?
Yeah, so they're in paint and they create this artwork. And you're in his home, and then afterwards, of course you can shop, and he has you write your signature on the back of a piece of artwork, and then he turns that into tango dancers. So we try to do little things like that in all of our destinations that clients can't just book online and book on their own.
In case tango's not sexy enough, you have to
the same thing.
I concur with Dan. The luxury market is high, people spend, but I think also people are much more knowledgeable of what is out there, and I think they also tend to haggle when, the travel agent doesn't haggle, but the clients haggle to the travel agent, and they will look at this $25 there, or so I think that makes sometimes the business a bit more difficult. Even if they're going to spend $25,000, they're going to say, well, what about free croissant? And that is because of the internet is putting so much stuff out there that are true or not true that people say, well, let's say I have a free night during Christmas.
Yeah.
The way they position, the people get
It's interesting, I think on the hotel side, the resort fee is a bone of contention.
Yeah, absolutely.
So show of hands, how many of you are seeing a trend of multi-generational travel and more children coming? Everybody, wow, interesting. Some of the product I wouldn't have seen that as much, so that's interesting. Any questions from the audience? Okay, so this is the time where I love, if we can keep it rapid fire if we can, but what's the one thing that is like the coolest thing you guys have just done? I mean, you might have a hard time topping the tango in so I won't pick on you first. But tell us something that we don't know. This is the opportunity. Yes, Elizabeth.
Become a geisha for a day in Japan.
Wow.
Bonus. That's good.
Wow, that is like.
And we heard yesterday that Japan was up and coming as a hot destination, so that's interesting.
Absolutely. We added a second destination to Japan next year because of that. But we just partnered with BBC Earth. Our 15 tours next year will be called Earth Journeys, and we have taken all of the gadgets that BBC puts in their photographs and in their films and their videos and put them on our itineraries. So the guests will be able to go to Africa and see thermal images of the animals, night vision goggles, sonar equipment, all the equipment will be on our tours. We're very excited about that.
Wow, cool. Yeah.
We're building a base camp in eastern Greenland, which is affectionately known as the Arctic Riviera. It is much more sunny. We're up there during 24 hours of light, but we're building African luxury camp-style tents, and we're putting them on wooden platforms way up the Surmillik Fjord. So you fly from Reykjavik into Greenland in 2 hours, and then a helicopter transfer, and then we work our way up the fjord by boat. And it's a combination of small hotel in a little town, and then our remote location, and that's sold out for 2015, and we just launched it and filling for 2016.
Wow. And how long is that trip?
The trip is 10 days, beginning and ending in Reykjavik.
Arctic Riviera. That's
Arctic Riviera.
Okay.
Well, the central ice cap is basically blocks the inclement weather and locks it in on the western side, which is more populated and more tours go to western Greenland. And there's really nothing other than some small ship cruises that go up eastern Greenland right now. So we're going to have a very unique fit in that aspect. So
awesome, very cool. Okay, yeah.
Well, I think there's a trend here, which is this idea that your clients will enjoy specialized experiences created just for them or curated for them. And that said, it's up to you guys to let us know what your clients are interested in, because they're not off the shelf. They're tailored for your individual clients. So we need to communicate from you and hear from you what they may be interested in, because there are things that we have available or there are things that we can go out and create. That said, a couple of examples of experiences from us. We can have a mystic healer in India help your client revisit their past and future lives, if you like.
Might take a pass on that.
What's that?
My life is still pretty current with me right now.
A bit more broadly, I mean, we're creating a portfolio of individualized conservation-based experiences throughout Africa and some of our other destinations.
Do you have a recommendation on how we could do something better in communicating with you what the client's looking for to make it easier for you guys to curate these experiences?
Well, we talk about, for instance, family travel, and every member in a family group is different and has needs. And I think really just communicating with your client, asking the questions. I mean, they may not know that these experiences are available. Really just ask them, is there anything special we can do?
I very much agree with you. One of the things that I often say, I do a lot with family travel, every member of the family has a voice, no matter how old they are. Assuming they're like 3 and above, but it should be important, something for every single one of them, so that's interesting. John?
I was just going to say, our best-selling agents, individual agents I'm talking about, make conference calls with our travel planner, their client, and themselves. And you hear from the client directly and you can, I do travel design, I'm not in sales, and I'm not a travel agent. For me to talk to a client and bounce off some ideas and hear from them what it is they really want, allows us to do a much better job. And to hear it secondhand, and it's not as good, it's not as effective, the communication's not as good, because you hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So I think for Globus as a whole, you all know and you all sell Europe, and that's what you immediately go to when you hear Globus. I want to put out there that we do a tremendous amount of product into South and Central America. We're in Africa, we're in Asia, we're all around the world. And we've added onto all of our programs additional included tours, which we call local favorites. So we have created on every single one of our itineraries across the board an experience that's even more than what the package delivers. So it could be going to St. Andrews and hitting golf balls. It's tango lessons in Argentina where you actually get lessons, we give you a little wine, and then you go out and you enjoy a show. There's so many variables that we would like you to think of when you think of Globus, especially in Africa, because we have a lot of programs and we have a lot of product into Africa. And as I said, we have private guided tours as well there. So think of us outside of Europe and America.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Big Five's speed trips, speed tours, and that's not that they happen quickly. That is, you can jump off a building in New Zealand, and you can drive, race cars, and you can do all those things for people who are crazy. They can fill that need for your client if you have that client.
We've done ice skiing in Kashmir, so similar. Any kind of thrill-seeking experience, Ferrari tours, drive a Ferrari for a day. And actually that leads me to something else that I don't think is as well known. Kensington Tours does sell private shore excursions for mostly premium high-end cruisers, but book them ahead of time and they can customize the experience with the same guarantees as the cruise lines have. So get them back to the ship if they happen to miss it. Our guides are local, so it's unlikely that they would miss the ship. The beauty is you're not being
unlikely that they will miss the ship.
Unlikely that they will miss the ship. The tours are what the clients want to do rather than being told what the cruise line, telling the clients, sorry, it's that 6 a.m. flight this morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And also, obviously, you're being paid the commission beforehand and not losing it to the cruise line.
Sure, yeah. Something that Karen Downey's really excited about right now are the Caucasus region, which I know you're probably not hearing that much about. I just got back from Georgia, and now's the time to go. One experience that we do there is in Signagi, which is in UNESCO World Heritage Site. And most people don't realize this, but wine actually originated in Georgia. So we do basically a private lunch at the home of a local family at their farmhouse, and clients can actually stomp the grapes and create their own wine, and then we go ahead and send them the wine that they made once it's matured. So it's just a destination that I want you all to think about. There's definitely 5-star hotels there. You know, it's starting to get on people's radar, but it's still pretty special. You can go there and not see any tourists, and there's some really unique specialty experiences there. So it's a part of the world that we're particularly excited about right now.
Yes, Jennifer.
Yeah, just I don't have can't go through all the different experiences we have at all of our different tours, but one thing that I do want to mention is we do have some great partnerships that we have throughout our different tours. So beyond our regular tour lines of explorations, the small tours, and the regular Collette tours, we do have our partnership with RHS, the Royal Horticultural Society of Britain. That's the gardening charity that puts on the Chelsea Flower Show every year. So I know it's not for everybody, but if you have people interested in that, because of our association with RHS, we really get some premier backstage access, cocktail party the night before with the horticulturalists. So really great experiences. Beyond that, we also have our new partnership with Thomas Cook Tours, if you've heard of them before, and some great partnerships with some river cruising as well throughout the world. And then a quick little plug for Australia, because we do a huge amount of business in Australia, lots of tours. And if anybody's gotten my annoying little emails, I am doing an Australia-specific destination webinar in 2 weeks.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about destinations. You know, so we heard Arctic Riviera, we heard Georgia. Not everybody has to answer this question, but what do you think is the new up-and-coming destination that maybe we should be on our radar that we're not necessarily thinking about? Because nothing is better than us going to our clients and saying, have you thought about it?
Yeah, what about Nicaragua? I think that's making a comeback. We're going to be rolling out that in 2015, including family options.
Interesting. Okay, so 2015 on your itineraries. Anybody else? Thoughts? Yeah, Jody.
We just added this year Nicaragua, Belize. We just added the one and only in Mauritius. And we're expanding in Southeast Asia, so that for us is.
For us, Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, I would advise you if you have clients interested in that destination, that to book very, very early because of the booking conditions. Non-refundable deposits are required to make reservations. It's the first one who makes a deposit gets the hotel room. That's how Myanmar is working these days. But happily, Japan has become really, really strong this year. The tsunami was 3 years ago now, and it's really taken this amount of time for them to come back. So we're doing a huge amount in Japan, great family destination.
So Myanmar, you know, some of those really off-the-beaten path destinations then become commercialized, for lack of a better word.
Right.
How long do you personally think it's going to take before Myanmar has totally evolved and may not be the destination we should see today?
You know, my first trip there was in 1987, so it was a long time ago. It really hasn't changed that much.
Oh, interesting.
And the infrastructure is limited, and I think because it's so remote and there are limitations, price limitations now, I think the appeal, it is, I always said it's one of the most majestic destinations in all of Southeast Asia, and I think that will last a while.
Right,
So,
you know, we're actually building a ship that's doing the Aerowadi, so that destination is actually, it is on the radar, absolutely on the radar.
And we have a land tour next year that's rolling out from New York.
So,
Great. Super. Questions from the audience? Okay, we're moving right along. Okay, believe it or not, we are down to about 7 minutes. So I would love to go into a little bit of how, give us one tool that you think we could use to better work with you. I'm a big believer in partnerships. Clearly, the dedication that you've shown VWT by showing up today is huge, and everything that you do for us. But what's something we may not be thinking about? It's sort of like dig a little deep in your tool chest about what's something that might be an interesting way for us to work together that isn't stating the obvious. And it doesn't have to be everybody, just a thought if you have one. Okay.
well, number one, I would say, I mean, it sounds really simple. Call us, right? I mean, we have a website. We don't have printed brochures, but everything's customized. There's many of the partners here. And what we do is it's based on our conversations. It's very, very interactive. So if it's a destination, if it's a multi-destination trip, it's a destination you're not comfortable with, it sounds really complicated, that's actually our sweet spot. So we say call us. I want to throw this out there because it was in the question list. Tony, you may want to hear this. We're going to offer a booking incentive of $500 bonus commission booking incentive for any booking in the next 2 months. 2 months. We'll send you. So we'll email you the terms and conditions for all Valerie Wilson agents.
Great.
I think it's also important, and I think basically we all have some kind of tool set for you on our individual websites or agent portals, if you may. For us, we have specialty courses for all of you, for the Globus brand, for the Avalon brand, and for the monograms. And being that these products, some of you think that you know it and you're not quite sure, especially when it comes to monograms, these are great ways to earn certification and to become a specialist. It gives you perks as the agent and it gives your clients perks, and it labels you as an expert once you go through these programs. So whether it be river cruising or the escorted tours, things have changed. They really have, and I think education is a huge benefit to all of us. So,
Right, so open dialogue, communication, training, other ideas.
Instant gratification. I think that is.
Don't we all want that?
We all want that these days with technology the way it is. And so when you have a client on the phone, it's one thing to say, well, let me look into it and call you back. But if you visit the Backroads.com website, you would be amazed at how much information you can get in 2 clicks. For example, if you have a family and you know you're going to have one in about the next month, forgot to organize the family vacation this summer, we have to go somewhere in August, where should we go? Click on Backroads.com, find a trip, family. And you can start rattling off some ideas, at least get them thinking, hey, what do you think about a camping trip in the national parks? What about going biking in Europe or in France or this and that? And if you just get them on the hook to think about it, that gives you the time then to call us and say, what have you got available? This and this and this, snag their interest. If you want to go deeper into the website, we provide now for you all the information from day to day on how much biking is involved, is there kayaking on what day, how many hours. All of that information is on the website if you want to fulfill that instant gratification for that client. So I would just encourage you to visit Backroads.com and check out Find a Trip.
Yeah.
I was going to also say conference calling for sure, and not let's call the company, let's call Natural Habitat to get the answer, but say I have a friend, and in our case, each adventure specialist is designated to one agency. So Greg Porter is the designated adventure specialist. He's been at Natural Habitat for 20 years, been to every destination. So he's your go-to guy. Get on the phone and a conference call. But the other thing we did, primarily for our direct travelers, but it's worked out beautifully for advisors, is we have on our resources section of our website, wildlife webinars, twice monthly, and they started last year. So we have 24 from last year and already, what would it be, 10 from this year. Pick a destination that you're interested in learning about. They're all recorded. You can watch them live at 3 o'clock the first and third Tuesday of every month, or you can watch it pre-recorded on Greenland, on Galapagos, on a family excursion. That's an amazing, and you can copy that link and put it in an email to your client because they are based, they're programmed to go to the consumer.
Interesting point, because I was just going to ask the question of show of hands. How many of you use little video vignettes? Because I think we have become a more video digital photographic society. Great. So, for the most part, because I think, I said it a couple times ago, but there's so much information out there for us to manage and process and figure out what to do with. And sometimes it's a video to get somebody on the hook, because once you're emotionally connected, it's a much easier sales pitch.
Absolutely.
Questions?
I was just going to follow up, and that's the nice thing too, is that these are presented by the guides in the field with their stories, their pictures, their maps. Maps are key. When you really bring a client to that destination, when they show a map and they're taking their finger down the line and showing where you go from day 1 through day 10. So.
Super. Yeah.
Here's the only thing about the conferencing. We found that the close rate for you guys when everyone's together on the call goes way up. So while it's great for us and our destination specialists are fantastic, the close rate is what
we all want.
Yeah.
So I know we have run out of time, and everybody sitting in the audience is probably starting to forget of how we put bookings, they should be closing the messages that they have. So we are just gonna wrap up literally with a quick statement. I did this last year, we're taking it into a social media platform this year. So I will start and I'll say Valerie Wilson Travel, the power of access. So restate your company name and give us a few words of how you differentiate yourself. Shorter the better.
Annette Stolzberg from TAUCK, and for us, how you see the world matters. Excuse me, how you see the world matters.
And for us, it's every journey tells a story. For Globus and for Avalon, we're just built differently.
Kensington Tours, travel becomes you.
ING Travel Group, the authority on luxury travel.
Absolute Travel, world's best #1.
I'm Jessica Rizzo, current Downey, experiential luxury travel.
Voyage by Pascale, we connect the dots.
Natural Habitat Adventures, we are the nature people, see the most with the best in secluded comfort.
I think we're trying to offer unique access to unique experiences. We're also trying to show value through technology. I mean, it's two thoughts, but I think they're both true. Sorry.
And Big 5 Tours and Expeditions, Big 5 regions of the world.
With Backroads, I'm Heidi again. We are giving access to the world actively for all generations.
And Jennifer, you're last.
Collette Vacations, we know because we go, which we hope you will too, and that's the best way to sell it.
Great, thank you very much, everybody.